Ako paki-off ng gadgets nyo. Before you start, question. Ayun. Polish it? Yeah. Some more last week. So what? That's okay. Magla-live na ako. Paki-off lahat ng wifi doon sa gadgets sa phone. Wait! And tell grandma that I'm going live. Grandma, mommy's going live. Turn all Wi-Fi off. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Working Moms Academy's live interview and live every Saturday. Every week, I go live Friday, Saturday, or whenever I can to bring you these best interviews with amazing women from all over the world. Today, I would like to share with you the interview I had with Virginia Bautista, the number one LinkedIn expert in the Philippines and one of the top branding experts in Asia. I had more introduction about Virginia, but let me just give some of the accomplishments of Virginia for you to learn more about her and what she do. Virginia used to be a university teacher. After being a university professor for 11 years, Virginia has found LinkedIn superpower. Now she teaches and shares her knowledge and experience about LinkedIn to help entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants grow their businesses and get opportunities by turning them into recognized experts in their fields through personal branding, thought leadership, content marketing, and lead generation on LinkedIn. And let me just mention some of Virginia's accomplishments. She garnered 6 to 7 million plus organic views on LinkedIn. She appeared in 60 plus media sites globally. She was featured and cited on Forbes, Marketing in Asia, Entrepreneur Media. She is also the creator of the top 100 Filipinos to follow on LinkedIn for inspiration and learning. She is also one of the creator of the most influential Filipino women on LinkedIn in coordination with Gina Romero of Connected Women. And of course, last but not the least, she's the founding host of LinkedIn Local Philippines. I am very excited because Virginia, yes, the number one LinkedIn expert in the Philippines, are working with me together. We are doing this build. Let me just drop the link here also. Together, we are building the Build Your LinkedIn Profile 5-day free challenge. Yes, we want to help moms who are struggling with their businesses, with their careers. And I know, and Virginia knows from experience how she was able to become a teacher to a LinkedIn expert through personal branding and with the power of LinkedIn. So today, let us watch about Virginia, understand her secrets. How was she able to successfully reinvent her career and, of course, successfully raise children while raising a business. So let's listen to this amazing interview with Virginia, and I will be with you throughout the interview. Enjoy! To Working Moms Academy YouTube channel, we are very fortunate today to have Miss Virginia Bautista as one of our guests, yes, in our YouTube channel. We are going to interview here today, and let me just give a quick brief about Miss Virginia. Miss Virginia is known as the number one LinkedIn expert in the Philippines and one of the top LinkedIn marketing and personal branding experts in Asia. Her mission is to help others build a strong LinkedIn presence so you can be found for your expertise, be remembered for your stories, and be recognized for what you stand for. Thank you, Miss V. Miss V is also my LinkedIn coach. I am actually very successful in LinkedIn. It's all because of Miss Virginia Bautista. That's why I'm very blessed to have her. Thank you, Miss V,
Thank you.
for saying yes to this.
Thank you so much, Wanda. I'm really excited.
Ako din.
Thank
Okay,
you.
let's start with the first question because really this is all
Mhm.
about, understanding mompreneur stories so that other moms could be inspired, empowered by your story. Can you just give us a brief background? What were you before you start VB Consulting or before you become a LinkedIn
Before.
personal branding strategist?
So my old self. I call it my old self.
Ah, wow. Sige, let's talk about the old self.
before the transformation. But honestly, so before VB consulting, I was teaching college students, communication students for more than 11 years.
Wow,
Yun yung
11
first job
years.
ko teaching, then more than 11 years. And then after that, I left teaching in 2010 and I jumped into full-time freelancing. So nag-freelancing ako from home 2010. Freelance writer and editor ako back then. And then a lot of things happened. And then in 2014, I became active on LinkedIn, 2016, ganyan. And 2017, I had my first client even before I had VB Consulting. So may client na ako, sabi ko, I don't know how to do this. I had no idea. I didn't even plan na I didn't say to myself, I'll be an entrepreneur. Kasi hindi naman, wala sa isip ko yun. But I knew I didn't want to be employed anymore. When I left the academe, when I left that in 2010, I already knew that I didn't want to go back.
That's
So
a
that was
big
my old self.
decision.
It's a big decision. Back then, I had 3 kids. And di ba, at work, when you're resigning and you've been there for 11 years, medyo established ka na. So when I was resigning, everyone was asking me, Ma'am Virgie, tawag nila sa akin. Ma'am Virgie, why are you resigning? Are you going abroad? Yun lagi yung thinking, like, if you're resigning, it must be for something bigger, something better, something that can help you earn more. So ang tendency is, Ma'am, mag-abroad ka ba? Sabi ko, hindi, sa bahay lang ako, I'm going to work from home. Sabi nila, ay, sayang naman. Sabi nila ganun. I don't know why, sayang. But back then, to say when you work from home, they think that it's not a real job. That's how they saw it at that time. So they thought, why would you risk? You have 3 kids, it's stable here, you have security, quote unquote. So, but I made that decision. I had to go.
I think that's one of the biggest challenges of every person. You have this very stable job which pays you monthly, and then leaving that behind for something that you want to do is, a very big decision to make. Did you leave it because you're already earning equal to what you were earning in teaching with freelancing, or it's just really a brave decision that I want to do it regardless, I'm gonna make it successful?
I had no idea what success meant at that time, honestly. All I wanted was to leave because I wasn't happy anymore. I mean, there's so many structure. I didn't like structure. You won't get the promotion that you want, even if you work hard for it. Even if you perform well, you won't get what you want because there are a lot of things going on. So I knew 2010 ako umalis pero alam ko around 2007, 2008, tuwing GA or General Assembly, while everyone was happy because it's the start of the academic year. No, but don't get me wrong, I love teaching. Even now, I teach. But then I knew I was in the wrong place at that time. So kapag GA, everybody was happy. And then I was always silent. And I always asked myself, why am I still here? Because I know in my heart that I was looking for something else. The problem is I didn't know what I was looking for. So yun yung difficulty at that time. So when I had the opportunity, nakita ko lang yung job nun sa, alam ko, Job Street. I wasn't aware of what LinkedIn back then. Kita ko lang siya social media researcher. And the only thing that attracted me is that I will be working from home. And I had no idea it was possible. Pero at that time kasi, I have 3 jobs 8 to 5, I was in the university. MWF, 6 to 9, I was teaching ESL to Korean students. And then at night, I had freelance writing on the side. For 2 years, part-time freelance writer ako. So there were times that I would go back to the university and haven't even slept. Of course, my students didn't know because I always made sure that I perform at my level best din naman. So because na-experience ko na how it was to earn dollars. And kasi malaki yung difference. But then in hindsight, I realized I had 3 jobs, not just because of the money, but because I was getting fulfillment from each of this. None of this can give me the fulfillment that I was looking for, all the fulfillment that I was looking for. I get something from here, from here, from here. So sometimes I think for us moms, when you're juggling between being a mom, being in the office or working and being a mom when you're juggling, wala ka nang naiisip eh, and you don't even remember taking care of yourself. So
True.
that's the thing. So siguro yung, I don't know if that's burnout, but I felt like I was no longer happy, so I had to go.
I think that's a very good sharing, right? When you said, you were doing 3 jobs at the same time. Kasi a lot of people also think you have to leave everything behind and then jump onto the next thing. But as you said, right? I mean, I think that's also the advice that I want to give to others, because I was also in the same situation where you were like, I know I'm earning in this job, I'm very happy as an audit manager, but I felt like I wasn't happy anymore for a reason I also don't know. But it's
ba't ganun?
right. But it's a very difficult decision to make. Should I just leave this job just because I'm not happy when I have a family I need to support? Then
Ang
I
hirap
think
nun.
ang hirap, 'di ba? It's really about starting one step at a time, and if for you it's about freelancing, and then you were teaching already Korean students. I think for me, I started volunteering then, and finding really of these many things I did on volunteering, what sparked so much joy within. Kasi yun talaga yun eh. So I think for those moms who want to really do something, if you're not happy with your work, it doesn't mean you have to leave right away. Find
Right.
an ample time to do something, and then find that something that sparks so much joy that you are willing to give up what you have. So actually that brings to the next question. How did you arrive to the point when you decide na, oh, I will just go full time, and this is why I want to do it? What is that
Full
turning
time when I
point?
left the academy, yung full-time
Yeah.
freelancing. Wala naman. I just got tired. I remember I just got tired, and I wanted to work from home. And I think yung one difficulty namin back then with my husband was that it was very difficult to get someone to look for the kids. It was very difficult to find someone to help take care of the kids kapag nag-work pareho, di ba, sa labas. And then, yung mag-aalaga sa bahay, ang hirap humanap na mapagkakatiwalaan unless relative. Di ba, for us Filipinos, unless piyanan mo or magulang mo, it's very hard na ipagkatiwala sa iba yung mga bata. I think that's one factor. So I just really wanted to stay with my kids. But I was not thinking about VB consulting back then. Naisip ko lang yung VB consulting. I didn't even have a name eh. In 2017, I had this book. Eto nandito siya. The Pledge, Your Master Plan for an Abundant Life. Puro planning yung nasa book. How do you make it happen? And I told myself, in 3 years, sana meron ako sarili. Ang goal ko na, but at the back of my mind, how is it gonna happen? I don't even have an idea paano mangyayari. And then things happen so fast. 7 months na buo yung VB Consulting. Nauna pa ako nagkaroon ng client before even having VB Consulting. So you will see na I didn't even have time to think about the name. Basta VB Consulting lang siya kasi hindi ko in-expect. I had to put something up because meron na akong clients back then. So I think tama yung sinabi mo na maraming moms na when they're tired sa job nila, they think that the solution is to leave. Sometimes the solution is not to leave, because even if you leave, but you don't know exactly why you're leaving, you don't know sa pupuntahan mo, ganun ka pa rin eh. Ganun ka pa rin, meaning you're still not happy. And personally, what I thought is that it's really a mindset shift. So even if you leave, pero you have the same mindset. For example, even if having abundance mindset, meron kang scarcity mindset, or if instead of being grateful all the time, you always complain and look for the negativity, yung same mindset pa rin, hindi mo mahahanap. So yung if you volunteer, diba sa'yo nag-volunteer ka, do a lot of things until you find that sweet spot. What is it that you really love doing, that you're really passionate about, and that people will be willing to pay you for doing that? Find that sweet spot. It's not easy, pero you have to take chances.
True. So for you, parang it's like also not sudden, right? Kasi from 2010, and then VB Consulting was born in 2017, right? You said. So it's like 7 years also as you keep on evolving, right? I mean, yun din yung struggle of other mothers, they start a business or they do something, it's not succeeding, then they totally stop. They just easily give up. And as you said, and I remember interviewing also mommy, and she failed in 20 businesses, and she said, it's evolving over time how you reinvent yourself until you find your ikigai and that sweet spot, as
Right.
you call it.
Right.
Siguro if you can just share, what's the biggest challenge of shifting, I know, from being a mompreneur, from being employed? What are those biggest challenges that you face?
It's so sad when you're building your own. It's sad. I mean, personally, you're happy because you love what you're doing. But if it's just love, if there's no strategy, there's no plan, you plan ahead, you can always fail eh. And failing so many times, tapos habang nagtatry ka, because dahil umalis ka dun sa dati, you want to make sure that you succeed. Diba yung ganun eh? You want to make sure that you succeed because you don't want to go back. There was a time in sa akin noon, kasi na-surgery pa ako noon eh. So nung nagpa-surgery ako, I had to stop working. So yung lahat ng clients ko na-stop. Nag-start kami ulit sa simula. So parang, ang hirap. There were times na while my family is sleeping, talagang I was awake the whole night. But I was thinking, I have to get through this. Kasi there's no going back. So sabi ko, may post akong ganun eh, na I think it's easier to just go back. Then sabi rin ng husband ko, why not just, get a job? And that will solve everything. Ang dali lang naman kasi eh, pero when you know really what's in your heart, you really want to work for it. Yun. So, mahirap din. It's sad because you're building. Pero once na-build mo na, it's priceless. Priceless.
Thank you for sharing that. I agree with you. I think the people we love, like our husbands, our mothers, our immediate family members, when they see us suffering already. I remember when I was, when I left corporate, sabi ko to my husband, I really want to become a housewife. But then when I became a housewife, I was really like, this is not for me. so
may ganong moment ka din, di ba?
Oh my God, I wish it, but this is not for me. So then I started nga doing training and coaching. And then at some point, of course, as you're still building yourself, right? I remember, when I approach companies, and then I'll just tell my husband some stories that, people are questioning my ability to speak when I'm an accountant. So they cannot, sink in their mind, how can an accountant be a speaker? So and out of his frustration, he will just say, just go back to work if this frustrates you already.
Oh, diba?
And I think it's not because they don't want to support us, but they don't want to see us in pain. True. Initially, I was having this victim drama of, you're not supporting me. But then I think from another perspective, when our loved ones see us suffer, they want us to take the easy path
the
of
easy
life.
route.
Which is, go back to job na lang, then that way you'll be more secure. But I love what you said, building is not an easy task, but once you get there, it's really continuous. So it's like, I think also that's my advice when I was starting to jump from being, telling that I'm an accountant, but I'm now a speaker and a trainer. I mean, when I speak that language, people, raise their eyebrows. They don't even get my CV, because they cannot understand the shift. But I think the good news also is that you just keep on pursuing. For me, until, I found government, they have these accreditations first before they took you in. So that gave me a chance to even prove myself. As you know, I don't speak as an accountant, but I speak from my experience, which nobody else can give. So yung unique experience talaga, and I think the heart and the love for what you do will always help you shine, right?
Right.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, now let's go now to your business. And a lot of people, I also say, the problem with mothers, there's no other person who can replace your role as a wife and as a mother. And also the business owner, right? So how do you really juggle, motherhood and business? Do you have some work? I mean, do you have some support at home? Do you have a helper? How did you do it? I mean, without help also.
I think the real secret is having full support of the family. We can't do it alone. So ako, I can't say I'm juggling because hindi ako nagja-juggle mag-isa. I have my husband, I have my kids, grown-up kids, helping us in the house. So, very helpful. Nung maliliit, very difficult. There was even a time I was working, tapos nasa kabilang kwarto yung baby, maliit pa nun. Tapos biglang may tumunog dun sa kwarto, takbo ako doon, what happened? Yung mga ganong moment when they're small, when they're sick, very difficult to work. But I think if you really want to succeed at what you do, you have to get the buy-in of your family. You can't do it on your own. Tas hayaan mo na lang sila na they don't understand what you're doing. They know what I'm doing. They even know the name of my clients. Eh. Like if I have a meeting, or is that they know who I'm talking to, because business for me is personal, and kids know what I'm doing and they understand. Without the buy-in and without the support of your family, it's very hard. So I can't say I'm juggling. I'm not doing it alone. It's always with my family. And for that, I'm really, really
I think that's a very good word. Buy-in. I think I'll say buy-in from within the family. I also do
yeah.
that. I mean, I agree with you. I think if you have that conversation with your family, why you do what you do. So I always tell my kids, sometimes I tell them, I think mommy's tired already of building this. It's too big for me to do. And then my daughter, my eldest will say, mommy, I think there's no other person in the world who will think of helping other mothers because it's a very big task. So do it.
Wow.
So she's like, do it, Ma.
Right.
And I always just, you'll always have that guilt moment also, right? So I will always say, I'm sorry, mommy is busy because I'm doing this work, that I'm doing something else. So, you always just feel the guilt of not giving them time. But I think the good thing about kids, they understand. Once they understand why you do, then they say, mommy, we know you're here. That's the most important thing. So juggling really is about, I think, buying from within. And in the house also, we have escalation levels. Like
okay, ganun din.
we have escalation. Like if something's like if there's an assignment in math, if I cannot answer, it has to go to daddy. Or if I'm in a if I'm in a meeting like this, then I always have to say, stay in the room. Or if there's something you need, don't go to me, just go to daddy first. So I think it's really not juggling, not you, but the family together working it all out. That's very nice. Thank
making
you
it
for
work
sharing.
with them.
Yeah, true. But I
And
think
I think
also, sige.
ang question naman ng iba dyan is, what if your kids are small? Actually, even if they're small, as long as they already understand, you really have to explain even in their terms. 3 years old, 4 years old, you have to explain in a language that they will understand what you're doing right now. For example, why am I speaking in front of my laptop? And that when they support you, when they understand what you're doing, and they know that when you're not busy, you also spend time with them. I call them my stakeholders. Kasi in business, di ba, meron kang stakeholders, meron kang board, ganyan. Sa kanila sila yung stakeholders, and you really have to make sure that if you spend time, if you spend your time outside the family, or each time you spend on your business is time taken away from your family time. So have to make sure that you're not wasting your time. Ganun lagi yung mindset ko eh. Hindi ako pwedeng magsayang ng oras dito, nagsusurf lang ganyan, and I'm not productive and all. If ganun lang yung gagawin ko, I might as well spend time with them. So each minute that I spend working on the business, working on my own marketing and branding, it's a minute spent without them. So quality time yun, I have to make sure na it will also work for me, so it works for them as well. Parang ganun, win-win lang din naman. Pero alam ko sa mga moms, it's not easy. Especially, di ba, pag yung mga moms, they're doing a lot, and if their husband doesn't understand and doesn't support, siguro tingin nila na hindi sila sinusupport. Pero sabi mo nga, it's probably because they don't understand exactly what they're doing. So get the buy-in of everyone in the house. Very important.
True. I think from beginning, a lot of family members wouldn't understand the shift. And when they start to see you finding it difficult, yun talaga, balik ka na lang, just work again. But for the kids, I think my kids has always been my cheerleader. And even they were younger, you're right, 3 or 4 years old, I used to bring them with me. So when I have client meetings, we only have a strategy. I will have a bag of pens and papers or coloring, whatever. So we'll have two tables. They'll be on a table near me. And then I'll be in the table with my client. And I said, for those who are very quiet, mommy will have a reward and we'll have a very nice time after this, like that. Or when I did my volunteering activity back then, I always bring them with me also. So when I was teaching, they will just be, in the blackboard, just drawing something. But I think it's them appreciating also what you're doing. So bring them with you. I think that's what I want to also advise. If you can bring them with you, not only in the mind of what you're doing, but in what you really do, then they will tend to understand it as well. That's a very nice one. But also, can you share what are the other challenges that you face and how did you overcome it? I mean, other than, you said building already, it's kind of difficult. What are the other challenges that you faced?
Before VB Consulting, kasi ganito. So I left the academic 2010. Freelance writer and editor ako. As a freelancer, life is like, ngayon may client ka, tomorrow you never know. Baka wala na, di ba? Ganyan yung freelancer. And there was a time, 2016, when I reached 2006, 2010 ako nag-start. 2016, when I had clients na I'm already earning 6 figures a month. Alam ko for most freelancers, especially like in the Philippines, that could be hard, especially if it's not hindi siya long term. So when I had that regular income, pero naka-time tracker ako nun kasi I was a freelancer. So imagine mo yung 40 hours a week. I know that financially, it has helped my family. Na naging financially stable kami noon. Wala pang VB Consulting noon. Pero that was the time I was working with that company. So I was earning that. Pero that time, I remember, I think I mentioned this in one of my posts, I didn't expect that morning that the company will terminate me. So sa email niya, sabi niya, I had a choice. Either I left after 3 months because of the notice, di ba meron munang notice, leave in 3 months so I can still work for 3 months with pay, or leave in 3 days. And at that time, Friday yun eh. So 3 days, for me, it's like Saturday, Sunday, okay, Monday, wala na akong work. So sa isip ko, how will I explain this to my family when the majority of my income is from that work? But, so nag-isip ako nun, so pag mawawala yung majority ng income. And that's the reason why I'm working at that time. So, I have to decide, ano ba to, 3 days ba or 3 months? 3 months, may time pa ako para to find another one, diba? Pero sabi ko, ayoko na talaga. I think, I'm okay with 3 days. So, nag-reply ako sa email, I'm ready to move on. At that time, malakas yung loob ko. There was no other job waiting for me. But I think I had that courage because nag-start na akong mag-build ng presence sa LinkedIn at that time. That was 2007, 2018, early 2018 or 17. Pero nung na-feature ako sa Forbes, I had all of these opportunities. So while I was doing that freelance writing, editing job, I was already building TV consulting, but there was no name yet. I was just doing it on the side. So nung nawala yung income na yon, hindi naman sobrang walang takot, but I think I had the courage. May fear, yes, but I had the courage that I know I will find other opportunities. So yun yung like yung sinasabi na sometimes ang moms kasi when you're work mo, tapos sa family, so ubus na yung 24 hours mo, at the end of the day, you forgot na meron ka palang sarili. When you forgot yourself. So yung laging yung sinasabi, even if you're busy at work, busy with family, don't forget that you have yourself to take care of. So mag-build ka rin sa sarili mo. Whether nasa corporate job ka, nasa freelancing ka, nasa consulting ka, all of these things can be taken away anytime. But there's one thing that no one can take away from you, which is number 1, your confidence, and number 2, your skills. So while someone else is paying you to do something, while employed ka, very important na nag-invest ka talaga sa sarili mo. Invest, because no one can take that away from you. yung confidence na magigain mo, no one can take that away from you. But that's very hard to get. Ang hirap makuha ng confidence. Pag nakuha mo yan, alagaan mo. Because that confidence will bring you to the next level. It doesn't matter may pera ka or wala ka. Pag may confidence ka, you can get everything you want. So yun. So yun yung turning point ko na that termination letter to me was like a passport to finally having a chance to spend all my working hours for myself. Kasi gusto ko na rin, at that time, I already want to leave. Pero alam mo naman tayo, Pinoy, di ba, nanghihinayang tayo, ang laki ng kita mo. Sayang naman to, di ba? Hanggat wala kang sure na may kapalit, hindi mo maiwan. So nung finally, na-terminate ako, feeling ko, I think this is it. Inrab ko na yon. Tapos sabi ng anak ko, nawala ka trabaho, bakit parang hindi ka naman mukhang nawala ng trabaho? Ano kasi inside, I know, maybe this is it. They made a decision for me. I should have made that decision long time ago. Pero medyo takot ako. So, nung termination ng letter na yun, parang, I think this is it. So, doon na. Lahat ng working hours ko, I spent with VB Consulting. So, nag-grow na kami na nag-grow. So, really, always make sure that you build something for yourself. Always. Because you're the only person who will not fire yourself. So, yun. Yun yung biggest lesson ko doon.
Thank you for sharing. I think, as you said, build your confidence and your skills. As you said, right, I think you can build any business at any point in time. It can fail and you can always rebuild it. But the basic foundation is really about your confidence in yourself. I remember also interviewing one of the moms. She said, if you don't believe in yourself, then others will never believe in you. So that should be always 100%. That you believe that you will succeed no matter what the odds are. And you just have to keep on doing, and then you will be successful. Was there any point in time that you felt like, oh, I just want to stop doing this and just drop it all? What motivated you to continue?
Oo, yung nung after my surgery, kasi kami, talagang balik kami sa zero. 2019 lang yun, 2020 lang yun, last year lang yun. 2019, April 21 yung surgery ko, I didn't expect that. Dalawang magkasunod yun. So, doon ko naramdaman na if I don't work, I don't earn. So, I must be able, so para sa akin, di ba, pag freelancer, ganun eh. Pag hindi ka nagtrabaho, so wala kang kita. So, I should do something so that even if I'm away for a day or two, kikita pa rin ako. And that is where entrepreneurship comes. No? It's not, when you're an entrepreneur, you get revenue, not because of the time that you work, but because you have others working with you. And you can earn without even for a day or two na wala ka. So, doon talaga gusto ko yun yung sinabi ng husband ko na go back and get a job. Yan. Pero sabi ko, I'm going to, give me some more time. I want to find a way. So, pero very grateful ako kasi parang 2019, after ilang months, nag-grow kami ngayon, pandemic, nag-grow kami 10 times compared last year.
Wow.
So, imagine kung nag-give up ako nung time na yun. 15 months, meron akong post na ganun eh. 15 months lang yung binilang ko. Nag-grow kami 10 times. So, imagine if I gave up 15 months ago. Eh, di empleyado na naman ako. Ayoko na.
Ang galing, no? I think, yun kasi yung mahirap eh. I mean, if you don't, kasi I think what made me realize, really, everything is, there's really no such thing as security, right? I mean, you only just live one day at a time, and then that time for you will always come. As you said, right? 2000, I mean, you've been successful all throughout from 2017 and 2019 came. But when you rebuild and you never gave up, it grew 10 times more. So I think for those who is in the verge of giving up, thinking that, oh, this is not the right thing for me, just continue doing what you do. Kasi you might be just a few steps away. As you know, I think Thomas Edison said,
imagine,
right? The light took 10,000 steps to invent. Hindi siya nag-fail 10,000 times. He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. It just took 10,000 steps to make it happen. So maybe for those who are finding it difficult now, just continue doing what you do, give your best, and then it will be it soon your 10 times or whatever growth is that will come to you. Okay, let's talk about more business advice. I mean, a lot of people are anxious, right, about pursuing what they love to do. What is your advice to them? What could be the greatest thing for them to start with? If you're scared, how do you overcome your fears?
Very important to start with yourself. You really have to know who you are. If you get into entrepreneurship or business, it's easy to give up kasi ang dami talagang roadblocks. Daming roadblocks. And when you're not sure of what you're doing, when you're not passionate about it, yung passionate, it means even if it hurts, you're still going to do it. Even if it makes you cry, it makes you stay up late at night, you don't get sleep, you will still have to do it. If you're not passionate about it, it's easy to just drop the ball and then that's it. Very easy. Pero pag gusto mo talaga yung ginagawa mo and you believe that you can make it work, you just have to believe in yourself. And very important na meron kang support system. Again, if you're alone, it's very hard. Support system is very important, either through your family, through a group, through a coach, through a mentor. It's very important na meron kang support. Kasi pag nandun ka sa lowest point mo, you also have the tendency to keep it to yourself.
True.
Mostly, especially for moms, kasi di ba, tayo, ang dami nating iniisip and sometimes we don't want to show people na we're failing or we don't know what to do. But honestly, you need a support system. So dapat very sure ka, number one, you're passionate about what you're doing. It sounds like a cliche because there's a reason it is a cliche because it is true. You can't really succeed if you're just thinking about money. But if you really love what you do, money will come for sure. But of course, kailangan laktawan mo na muna yung mga roadblocks. Wala namang easy money. If it's easy money, it's scam. Wala, di ba? Pero you should always be up for something long term. What can you do now that will give you long term result? It's not just that, okay, I need to earn right now. Hindi lang ganun, but what can you do now? Like investing in yourself, investing in your business, building your skills, so that long term, looking at it, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, alam mo, you're strong. So, I don't know, sometimes na iniisip ko, I'm not meant for entrepreneurship. But I know I'm not employable. So I'm in the middle.
That's
Basta
good,
iniisip
right?
ko, I'm happy with what I do. It doesn't matter what it is called. What's important is that I'm happy with it. My family supports me for it. And I am much better off compared with my old self in terms of mindset, in terms of how I see life, in terms of how I am able to help others. Yun din, very important. Hindi lang puro sa sarili. If you have the skills, you have the gift, it may sound trivial, especially for young ones na hindi pa nila na-experience yon. But it will come to a point na no matter how much you earn, no matter how much money you have, at the end of the day, you get tired of it. You have to do something that will make you fulfill. And that something is really using your gift to help others. Doesn't matter if they pay you money. It doesn't matter if you get something out of it. What's important is that you use your gift to help others. And without expecting anything in return. At mabibigla ka na lang because everything that you do sa tao, lahat ng help na yan, it all goes back to you in so many ways, so many forms.
That's true. Thank you for sharing. I think there's a lot of nuggets of wisdom to summarize. I think as you said, yung passion talaga, di ba? I mean, I tried many businesses before. Kasi since I left the Philippines in 2006, I always said I want to have my own business. So I did retail, buy and sell, real estate. I mean, I tried everything eh. Pero kasi talagang it's easy for a person to drop if it's not your passion. Pag hindi pala yun yung para sa'yo talaga. Like, it took me so much time to understand that, oh, training and coaching is something that I love to do. Kasi
Iba, no?
di ba, iba? Parang, I think when you really find that passion, it's not about, when I started volunteering, may sabi parang husband ko dati, may napupulot ka ba talaga dyan? Napapagod ka
Sabi
lang,
na,
di ba?
oo.
O, sabi, kanya weekend, kasi I was doing volunteering on weekends din. So sabi niya, i-rest mo na lang, ginaganyan mo pa.
Oo.
So, but sa akin naman, it was reverse eh. I felt, kasi yung energy ko, parang I was able to move it through that training and coaching. So maybe I am not resting physically, but my, my soul and my heart is so happy doing what I'm doing.
Right,
And then yun,
true.
hanggang
Oo.
na-realize mo na, ito na yung gusto kong
Yun nga,
gawin.
oo.
Ito na yun. And then when you found it, you just fell so in love. And no matter how much, I drop it, I still go back to it eh.
True.
So your passion is really a cliche, but it really will bring you something. It will always spark so much joy that it will keep on moving you forward. It's really the passion is your fuel, I'll say.
Right.
To continue no matter what, kahit mahirap. Kasi I think there's no really easy path. So that's why I really want to build Working Moms Academy, because when you are in a community of moms who have been there, it's easy to to just hear their stories so that you can be inspired na, oh, it's really like that. Right? Or
Yeah.
correct, right? Then you will also get
Right.
advice, because people will normally just say about the good things that happen, but they don't normally share the struggles and the steps to get there. But if you have a community of moms, you are together, taking things one at a time, step by step, learning from each other, then I think the growth will be so much as a person also. As you said, it's not only about the money, it's the mindset that you build, as you fail and as you grow, which is very important.
Right.
If there are 3 tips to be successful, what do you think are the other 3 tips for you? I mean, if you are to rebuild, if you have to look back over the years, what do you think are the 3 tips to be successful as a mompreneur?
Okay, number 1, ayun nga, have a purpose. So, nandiyan na yung passion mo. You should have a purpose that is bigger than yourself. No matter how trivial it sounds, it's true. It always boils down to, why are you doing this? It's your why. So, keep looking. If right now you don't know your why, keep doing a lot of things. And somewhere along the way, you will realize, this is it. This makes me excited. Like, even if this job doesn't pay that much, I can do this. Or even if it's voluntary, I can do this. Then along the way, once you find that purpose, along the way, you will see there must be a way to monetize this. Because at the end of the day, you want to combine your passion and, earning something from it. Because, for your stakeholders, for your family.
True.
So, but I believe that in your journey, you will eventually find the intersection, yung passion and purpose mo dun sa market need. I always believe that each of us has a gift, and that gift is needed by someone else out there. You just have to find the market. You just have to find the people who need your gift, and from there build the business around. So always have a purpose. Number 2, keep your focus. Again, yun nga yung sinabi natin kanya, it's easy to give up. Pag wala kang focus, ang daming pwedeng gawin, ganito na lang kaya ako, hindi, ganito na lang ako. Pero if you have focus, because you have goals, you have objectives, stick to it no matter what, if it's really aligned with your purpose. So keep your focus. And number 3, I always say, always celebrate mini successes. Huwag kang maghanap na gusto mo success mo agad is 10 million to 15 million annual revenue or 100 million annual revenue. That's what you call success. But how about the things, the small milestones that you have? You have to celebrate that as well. Because I believe that if you are grateful for your mini successes, all of these will help you reach the major success that you want in life. No matter how small, celebrate it with your family, with your colleagues, with your friends. Then be grateful. I think gratitude is very important. Kasi sa akin, very simple lang yung gratitude but I know it doesn't come naturally when you have a lot of challenges.
Sure.
pag marami kang difficulties and you're trying to make both ends meet, di ba? For working moms na, halimbawa, alam ko sa Philippines, naghihintay ka ng 15 and 30. So you're trying to make both ends meet, parang wala pang kinsenas and wala na yung budget mo. Tapos you have kids, pamasahe and all of that. You need to put food on the table. Tapos 30th, ganun na naman. Pag nandun ka sa stage na yun, it's very hard to really think about, your future, gratitude and all that. But you have to make it a habit to really focus on the positive. Because I always believe na when you focus on the positive, when you are grateful, you attract more reasons to be grateful. Nakita ko yun sa sarili ko and even my daughter noticed that. Whenever I go back in my old blog, kasi since 2005, 2006, I have been blogging. Pero with my new self, I was reading the blog post that my old self has written. Iba siya. And the difference is the mindset. That time, ang mindset ko, lagi ko nakikita ano yung kulang, ano yung wala, ano yung mahirap, ano yung hindi pwede. Sabi ko, I don't like my old self. Because right now, I don't think about the negative side. I always focus on what's good. I always say we have it. I mean, because that's how you manifest. I know you also believe in the law of attraction, but this really made a huge difference in my lifestyle, in everything that I do. So yung purpose mo is very important. Have that focus. And then number 3, be grateful. Stick to it.
That's very nice. Thank you for sharing. I just want to share about purpose and passion. As you said, right, you have to do things bigger than yourself. I think when I was starting, when I was doing things only for me, it's also easy to give up, right? Kasi inisip mo, ay, for me lang naman. Kahit yung pagda-diet, ano nang mawawala if I don't do it, right? It's only my body. But if you think of, I want to be healthier so I can be there with my kids for a very long time, then that's the purpose that's bigger than yourself. If you want to be successful in your business because you want to leave a legacy to your children, then that's something that will always push you forward. And focused, oh my God. Sabi mo, second thing, right? I think the problem now is that there are too many options also. Like people are into Forex trading, Bitcoin, digital entrepreneurship, or whatever. I think of the many choices, I used to have this shining syndrome. I mean, of new things that I need to learn, I keep on learning everything. And then I was like, is this really for me? until you just have that mindset, right? Wait, I think I have to stop at some point and filter what really is aligned to who I am. I think if you are clear of who you are and what do you want to do, then the right people will it's easier for you to say no because you now have a focus of, this Forex is not for me. You might be earning millions, but this is not my calling. It's for you. So thank you. So it's easier for you to say no to the shining syndrome if you are clear of who you are already. And as you said, gratitude. I love that gratitude is a doorway to grace. Right? So it doesn't mean that life is perfect, but it's about celebrating small things. Ako, I stopped doing to-do list already. I only have accomplishment list. Kasi, to-do list gives me a lot of problems. So, of the things I have to do, parang nararattle ako, oh my God. Tapos, if I don't take it, you even feel guilty of, I did not do enough today. So for me, I think when I became a housewife, that is when I realized I need to stop doing to-do list and start making accomplishment lists. So, I just list, I wash the dishes. That's a big accomplishment. I did that. I folded the clothes. And there was like, I did so many things because when I left corporate, I was like, I felt like I did not accomplish anything, but I did so much.
Di ba? Yung ganun feeling, right?
Kasi parang ang hirap pala talaga maging housewife because I always have that help. But doing it on my own, talagang it was really a struggle for me. But when I started to list, I did the laundry, I cook, I wash. Sometimes I count pa how many times I wash the dishes. Kasi 3 times ka nag-wash the dishes.
Oo nga din.
And if they have snacks, di ba? The kids keep on eating. So how many times they have to wash and cook? If you count that, then you'll say, this is where my time went.
True.
So I think...
add ko lang din.
Sige.
Kasi I'm also in my journey right now tong entrepreneurship. And this year, one of the things I've learned is that, di ba, I mentioned kanina, this year compared to 2019, we grow 10 times. 10 times siya. nag-grow din yung team. Pero, mami yung clients namin. But then I know in my heart that there are some of them that I don't feel like working with. I think marami akong clients na dumating kasi ako kasi LinkedIn inbound leads lahat. Hindi ako nag-outbound. When you're clear about your values, when you're clear about your purpose, and you know you know where you want to go, it's easy for you to see something is wrong. So for me, ang ginawa ko noon, I felt like naging ano na ako, naging mas ano na ako, selective na ako. I have so many leads coming in. If I don't feel like working with this person, even if this person will pay me that much, I say no. Now, when you have the focus, when you believe in yourself, when you have that direction, it's easy to say no. Alam mo na kasi it might not work because your business is not for everybody. So you have to make sure na you say no, even if it's gonna, halimbawa, sabi na sa ako, ang laki-laki na ibabayad yan, and you said no. They see it that way, pero deep in your heart, I know I would lose more energy, I would have stress, ganyan. So what if attract mo na lang yung right person that you want to work with? So
Right,
yun siya, you
right.
will learn to say no. And kami nga nagka-waiting list kami noon. So I would tell those, kasi minsan mag-discovery call ako. Then after that, ma-realize ko na um, ayoko na sobra-sobrang client to the point na magsasuffer yung quality. So I would say, meron kami, ano, I don't have that much resources right now, but if you're still willing to work with us, I would reach out again in February. Yun na may ganyan na ako ngayon kasi alam ko if this is the person that I want to work with, yung those I want to work with, but I don't have resources, I also don't entertain them. I don't accept them because I want to make sure na quality pa rin yung service. So the point is, along the way, when you have your business, you will realize that it's really not just all about money. Oo, nandiyan na nga sila, they can pay you that much. But at the end of the day, are you still, are you still happy with what's going on? And can you still have the quality service that you want to serve? And number three, align ba yun sa purpose mo and sa direction mo and sa focus? Sometimes they will come and if you just look at the money, it's easy to say yes, but at the end of the day, marirealize mo you should have said no. So makakapamili ka who you want to work with, which opportunity you want to have. You want to, marami ding mga collaborations, diba? Like this. I mean, there's so many other invitations. I can say no if this is not aligned with who I am. It's very easy to say no. Unlike before, yes nang yes. I'm sure, diba? Ganun ka din, no? Oh, yes, yes. Pero once you've known yourself and you have that direction and focus, na ito yung direction ko, focus on one thing. Alam mo which one, this is an opportunity, yes or no, it's easy to say yes, it's easy to say no, without being guilty. Now you're saying.
True.
Very important for us.
That's good, no. I think also saying no gives you it's positive quitting, which is very good. And that comes with clarity of who you are, what you value. Kasi nga it's so much stressful to work with people who is not aligned with who you are, right? I've seen that. And you will always feel that in your heart. I mean, whether it's really for you or not for you. So have that
True.
clarity of who you are, who do you want to work with, what you value. Then you can easily see whether that person next to you is, somehow aligned. And then it's easier. It's always easy to work with people who are like you, right? That's very. Can you share one funny story that you can remember in terms of your failure that you just
Funny.
laugh? Yeah, you just laugh now. It's like, oh, really, I made that mistake.
Ano ba yung mistake ko? What do you mean? I just laugh at it.
I mean, yeah, you just laugh at it now. Whatever mistake or any funny story, I mean, on this journey of
Wala
being,
yata ako funny story.
it's all serious.
Teka, isip ako. Ngayon sa ano ko, I don't know if this is a funny story, pero siguro some insights lang din siguro, no? Um, there were times that people will, di ba meron akong free 15-minute LinkedIn strategy call.
Yeah.
There were times that there are other people who are doing the same thing as I do. A LinkedIn expert and magbubook sila ng free call sa akin. And then, bigla ako mapapaisip, we were doing the same thing. And
Mm-hmm.
people will tell me, oh, bakit ka magpapabook dyan? He could be your competitor, quote unquote. But di ako naman, sige, I'm going to have that call with that person. And that person will tell me na ba, just to disclose, just to be sure that you know, I'm also doing the same thing as you do. So ganyan siya. Pero sabi ko naman, I know, sabi ko, I know because it's in your profile, but I really don't mind. And then there are also other people that I work with doing the same thing. I think it's important to understand also, people will tell you that when you are with people na you do the same thing, oy, competitor yan, wag mo yan kausapin or baka makuha yung secrets mo and all. But I think, in terms of personal branding, ako naman, when you really know who you are, you know your values, and you have clarity, you know your positioning, I think the competition becomes irrelevant. So I'm not
True.
threatened na pareho kami ng ginagawa. In fact, when you collaborate, you can do more. Because the
True.
market is so big. I don't believe, sabi ko nga sa kanya, sabi niya, disclaimer lang, we're doing the same thing. That's okay with me, sabi ko, and I know. But it's okay with me because I know that the kind of client that I want to attract is not the kind of client that you want to attract. And definitely the kind of clients that you want is not the kind of clients that I want. So the market is so big. So I think don't be afraid to work with these people, but at the same time, take some precaution din. Kasi meron din ako experience before na ganun din siya, you thought that you're collaborating, at the end of the day, something else happened. So, yeah, very important, but it's helpful also to think that when you know who you are, when you have that clarity, everything else becomes irrelevant, even the competition.
That's true. I love that. I think people are mostly threatened by competition. But if you are really clear of how unique you are, right? As you said,
Right,
nobody can steal you.
right.
Nobody can do you than you. So no matter what others are doing, right? So I think if you're confident
Mhm.
enough of who you are, then you remain unshaken of what competition is
True.
doing,
Mhm.
which is very
Kaya
good.
medyo funny yun sa akin eh. So parang,
It's a joke,
okay
right?
lang
Why are you
siya.
asking me for a discovery call when we're doing? So
Oo.
maybe they're just doing research. Let's see how she's doing the discovery call. So maybe like that. That's really funny. Do you want to invite people, or where can they find you if they want to get in touch with you? And how can you help them if they need some help in terms of LinkedIn and personal branding? This is just the time for you to reach out to those moms who need your help.
They can find me on LinkedIn. So connect with me on LinkedIn, follow me on LinkedIn. And I think we're coming up with a course exclusive to moms. And by the way, hindi natin na-mention, I have 5 kids. So talagang subok ko na yan, magiging moms.
Oo nga, no? Let's go back to the 5. Did you homeschool them or did they go to a normal school?
Yeah, traditional school.
Traditional school.
Oo.
But
Kaya you
really,
can imagine na memorize ko na yung mga textbook. Trivia, yan. Science, pare-pareho pinag-aaralan na. Sabi ko, bakit gano'n? Na-memorize ko na yung capital ng ganito, yung ganyan. Yeah,
wow.
all.
Yeah, I think
So,
I only have 2 kids. I cannot imagine yung 5 kids. I mean, can you share us ano yung age gap ng 5? So at least we'll have idea.
my eldest is 22.
Okay.
22, then 19, and
Okay.
then 14, and then
Okay.
10,
Ah.
and then 6.
Oh, wow, you have great family
16
planning,
bunso.
ah.
Oo. You know what? When people ask me how many kids do they have, and I say 5, lagi silang nasa-shock. Huh? Sabi ko, nung una siguro, I will feel like, masama ba yun? May 5 akong anak. Masama ba yun? May 5 kang anak. And they always say, it must be difficult. Difficult sa una. That's very true. And it's difficult also kapag nagja-juggle ka, hindi pa stable yung career mo. That's the reason nung maliliit sila, very difficult sa akin. Kasi hindi pa stable yung career ko, may mga anak na ako, maliliit silang ganun. Very difficult. But you know what? Kapag nagsilakihan sila, ang gaan-gaan ng ano mo. Ang gaan, ang ganda. Kasi they can help you. Magtitimpla ng kape mo. Kasi may trabaho na, syempre. Kasi she has her own clients eh. Pag nakita mong they're successful and they're happy, really priceless. So ako, kahit na ano pa yung ginagawa ko sa LinkedIn, sa branding, the most important part of me is being a mom. Because first and foremost, I am a mom. And the reason
True.
I'm doing everything that I'm doing right now is because I have 5 kids. So sa mga moms na meron kayong isa, dalawa, tatlong anak, I have 5. And isipin nyo na the ang tingin ko kasi ngayon is the more kids you have, the more blessings you have. Yung
True.
iba hindi nila naintindihan yung tingin nila pabigat pag may anak. 'Di ba ganun yung ibang Pilipino? But actually if you have more kids, just take care of them, they will take care of you. And there's nothing more fulfilling when you see them succeed and when you see that they're happy and then they also look up to you.
Yeah, I
So
think that's
yun,
very
ingatan
good.
ng family.
I think I remember one time I was speaking to a priest because I was telling him, Father, what do I need to do? How do I really serve others? You know, the priest said to me, whatever you want to do, first you have to remember the first role God gave you, and that is to be a mother to your children. So that is something that you need to always protect. And I think when you said 5, talaga ako parang, wow, kasi ako yung 2. I felt so overwhelmed already raising 2 kids now. So I cannot imagine talaga yung journey mo na with 5 kids. But I think I would like to really, really thank you for this time. I think every mother, kasi I think you just need to see and hear another person's story and say, if she can do it, I can do it too.
True.
If you can do a business, leaving it, not with the comfort of the salary, but doing it because you love it and pursuing it regardless of what's happening because of you love it and because you love to do it for the 5 kids that you have, then that's really something that mothers can say, oh, if Miss V can do it, then I will also be successful in this because I have my children. And it's really about, doing it together. And I am looking forward to having Miss V. Yes, she's gonna be our LinkedIn personal branding expert for Working Moms Academy. I cannot think of anyone else who can help you. Because I think, I think some moms are also afraid to share on LinkedIn to say that they're a mother. Because, some corporates have the connotation of you're a mother. I remember, my promotion was delayed. My boss told me, I never knew you wanted I asked my boss, how come I'm not getting the promotion? Because other people who I felt that I was more entitled to. So I asked my boss that time, why am I not getting promoted? What do I need to do to get promoted? And he told me, I never thought you wanted kids. I never thought you want to be a manager because you have kids. So I was like, oh. Then I said,
really?
yeah, so some, and I think there's a TV show in Netflix, right? The series Working Moms. It's a very good series that talks about really, the transition when those, high performing women started to have kids. They start to really transition, they have that dilemma of, do I take care of my children? I do my work and still pretend I'm at the top of my game. But I think it's not about losing both, but it's about doing both together. And that's why this Working Moms Academy is really about helping working moms succeed personally and professionally. We cannot always separate that.
You can separate that.
It's a marriage. And I think if you honor that, if you believe in that, then it will be your truth. Miss V, thank you so much. If you
Thank
now,
you so much.
we will do this collaboration in quarter 1 of 2021. But if you need Miss V's help now on LinkedIn personal branding, I would gladly and I would highly recommend her. She's been of great help to me, and I know she'll be of great help to you. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any follow-up question, just type on the LinkedIn comments for me or in this comment. Thank you so much, Miss V, again. God bless you.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Thank you.
Bye.
Yes, sorry, my mic is on mute. That is one of the amazing interviews I had for the last few months. This is an interview I had with Virginia Bautista. We shared and we talk about life, about career, about business, about our struggles as a working mother. And Virginia and I know from our hearts how much mothers are struggling with their careers, with their businesses. And we now want to best help you mothers understand how LinkedIn and how personal branding can help you successfully achieve your career and business goals. If you have clearly listened to Virginia's story, she was sharing how she was able to successfully build her business and even multiply it 10 times after falling in 2019. And that is through LinkedIn. If you want to understand more about LinkedIn and about personal branding, as Virginia's gift to you, and as a gift from me for being nominated as the top one of the 100 most influential Filipino women on LinkedIn. We are doing this Build Your LinkedIn Brand 5-day free challenge. What will happen, you might ask? Every day for 5 to 10 minutes a day, Virginia and I will share nuggets of wisdom to help you build a powerful profile on LinkedIn. And also, every day you need to do something. I always believe that taking micro steps can always, Virginia also said, take baby steps every day to go from where you are to where you want to be. So, as part of the challenge, we will teach you what to do. And to make this challenge work for you, you will have a daily task that you need to do so you can start building a powerful profile on LinkedIn. Plus, there's so much bonus and prizes that we are offering in order to help you moms, further support you. Virginia keeps on sharing that it is her investment in herself. It is the investment in her learning that gave her the confidence to really start a successful business, VB Consulting. If this is something that resonates with you, if this is not for you, but if you do know a mom who wants to understand how can they really achieve their business and career goals, let us Virginia and I explain how LinkedIn and how personal branding can help these mothers, overcome their struggles in their career and in their businesses with this LinkedIn Build Your Brand 5-day challenge. This is the registration. It's been here since the beginning. Go to bit.ly/ all capital letters build LinkedIn profile. This challenge is starting August 2. And of course, we would love to have you. Help us share this message. This is a very big work for Virginia and me, but we really want to help a lot of mothers. So please, if you can help us help more mothers through Working Moms Advocacy, can you please help me? And again, I would like to thank you for those who are watching us on live or on replay. Every week, I go live here on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, our Working Moms Academy's Facebook group to share live tools, stories, and interviews with successful mothers so you can be successful in your career, in your business, in parenting, in motherhood, in your relationships with your husband. Because I believe that you moms can be successful personally and professionally and be happier at work and at home. My name is Wandalin Tantalupig. I look forward to seeing you on the Build Your LinkedIn Brand Challenge this August 2 months. God bless you and have a great weekend. Bye.